Archetypes by Priscilla Thompson. To understand how to effectively use archetypes as part of your design process, you must know the answers to 3 questions. What is an archetype? How are archetypes used? And how are archetypes relevant to the design process? So, what are archetypes? Archetypes are universal patterns of theme and form resulting from innate bias or dispositions. In essence, they are unconscious associations and judgments that are based on repeated elements within a culture. These elements can take the form of characters, story plots, or general themes. But beware of culturally based assumptions. Different cultures might react to a single stereotype in different ways. For example, in Western culture, a woman dressed all in black invokes ideas such as mourning, funerals, and death. Yet these women from the Middle East are wearing black as their traditional dress for betrothal arrangements. For them, dressing in black invokes the ideas of wealth, health, and prosperity. As you can see, it is important to consider your target audience before you choose to invoke an archetype. Before we go any further, I'd like to clarify that an archetype is not a stereotype. Archetypes focus on function, not on superficial details. An archetype defines a character's role. It does not define that character's personality or depth. For example, a stereotype of a mad scientist will be obsessed with science, have messy hair, and be just a bit unhinged. But an archetypal mad scientist might be a beautiful woman who likes to go rock climbing, or who enjoys a side hobby of horse racing. How are archetypes used? As archetypes invoke specific characteristics, they influence the audience's perception on an unconscious and on an emotional level. This makes them very useful in nonverbal forms of communication. Because of the ways in which we identify with archetypes, they can be useful when appealing to specific groups. A good example is popular fiction. Archetypes come in many different forms. They aren't limited to certain kinds of characters. For example, one common archetypal theme in fiction is the plot known as the hero's journey, in which a prospective hero is called to an adventure. A mentor usually guides them into accepting the call and beginning their quest. The hero experiences various trials, and often the mentor dies or is defeated by an ultimate enemy, the villain of the piece. Finally, the hero has to overcome self-doubt and confront the enemy, at which point the hero triumphs and returns home to a great celebration. So how is this relevant to the design process? Well, because archetypes are used to invoke a set of characteristics, designers can select archetypes that invoke specific characteristics that will appeal to their target audiences. Consider Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Harley-Davidson's products have a particular look and feel, and are advertised in alignment with the rebel archetype, which emphasizes freedom and living outside the rules of society. Now, imagine trying to use Harley-Davidson's marketing scheme for a different product, like Grandma Betty's homemade pies. The images don't quite mesh, do they? Choosing the right archetype can make a substantial difference in whether a design appeals to an audience. Thank you. I hope this presentation will have helped you see how archetypes can be useful to you in your design projects.